Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this presentation. So we've got a lot to get through, so I'm going to be rattled through the next 25 minutes. But we have got a bit of time at the end for questions, and I'm downstairs if you want to speak to me in person about any specifics or burning questions you want to ask in the meantime. So this presentation, I entitled it How to Manage Like a Professional Without Wasting Time, Money or Falling Foul of Legislation. And the reason I entitled it that was because I wanted some of the things that we do as agents, because we're based in the same business, property management, if you're self-managed or you employ an agent, and just a bit of a flavour about how we do some of those things. So perhaps you're here because you want a bit of an update on the rental market, seeing what's going on from a wider perspective, or the sales market, and I'll spend 5 minutes on that first. Perhaps you're here because you want to know a bit about legislation changes that are coming. Foster's is doing a more detailed talk at that at 3 o'clock, but I can signpost some things for you in the meantime, but I do know about that subject if that would help. And check you're doing things maybe the right way, or maybe the ways that you could change things, how you do it, or just share with you some things about how we do it. So Jones&Co was established in 2014, so 10 years ago. I've come from the landlord background, landlord side of things, so not the agent side of things. So I was a landlord first and an agent second. I'm a public speaker, and I host a property meeting in Norwich, and I've been attending that meeting for the last 10 years as well. So services that we can provide to the landlord and investor community are sales, lettings, sourcing. We offer refurbishment service, and increasingly events like this, so landlord education, whether it's a YouTube channel or whether it's courses or podcasts. So we're looking to sort of try to get as much of our information out to the networking and landlord community as we can. So two main parts of this presentation. We've got a market update, so I'll talk to you about the UK economy in 4 slides, so that should do it. And then a lettings update and a sales update. So a lot of graphs to go through, and just to give you a flavour of the direction of travel of things. So you might know all this already, but it gives you some sort of evidence to sort of suggest that where the UK lettings market and the UK sales market is at the moment. And then we're going to go into these topics. So I've picked these 6 as, you know, the core competencies of any good landlord or any good letting agent. And we're going to go run through some of these things. We'll spend most of our time on the knowledge of regulation, so make sure that we're all doing things the way they should be done, and then we're going to go other topics a bit later. So the market update in 4 slides. So the interest rates remain challenging, so 5.25%, and they've been held there. GDP is stagnating, so I'll show you some graphs on that. Mortgage arrears are trending upwards. But on the positive side of things, the inflation continues to fall. So it's not quite at the 2% target yet, but it's getting there. But it does feel like that's going to be quite hard to hit, because we're quite close, but 2% is, you know, still a way away from a 2% target the government set. So just some graphs to suggest that we're at 5.25, obviously a lot higher than it has been historically. So if we have mortgages, we will know all about that if we've come off our variable rates, or our fixed rates rather. Inflation, this is the good news graph. It is coming down quite rapidly from a high of 14% of the yellow at the top there, and that's now down at 3.8. So it is on the trending downwards, but will it hit the 2%, or when will it hit the 2%? Not quite sure. GDP, again, a downward trend, so not great, I guess. There has been a bit of an uptick in the last couple of months. Whether that turns into a trend or not, I don't know, but you can see the longer term trend is downwards for GDP. And that is the outlook we are currently operating in from a UK PLC kind of environment.